Shalom, it's SELFIE CARATS, and this is my this is going to be pretty much just a conversational piece, a spiritual conversation. It's not going to include cards, but it was kind of what I used to really do when it comes to how my channel originally started. It's not that I disregard it. I just like it in series. I like it during times where I can actually get to know myself and spend time, really recruiting the things that I feel is valuable to share in video format, okay? So I'm gonna go start off with an inspiration card, and then we're gonna go into some excerpts and conversational pieces from the book Women Who Run with Wolves, okay? This is by Clarissa Penicola Estes. She has the PhD, but they're just mixed in stories about the wild woman. And as you can tell by the title, I'm pretty much going to talk about just kind of rebuilding your self-confidence after consistent heartbreak, or building your self-confidence after a series of roadblocks that really aren't that aren't meant to be, how do you say it, they're not meant to be easy for you to deal with or tackle during your spirituality journey. But pain is definitely one of those conversations that you're gonna have to learn to deal with, so you can learn to kind of find your happy medium when it comes to healing yourself, okay? And finding sources to heal yourself, okay? So never regret anything that made you smile. Mark Twain. I didn't want to read that, but that's fine. Okay, so the first excerpt I have in this book that I wanted to discuss, okay? Okay, like this. This is really good. Women were called nosy, whereas this is on page 48, okay? Women were called nosy, whereas men were called inquiring. In reality, the trivialization of women's curiosity, that it seems like nothing more than irksome snooping, denies women's insights, hunches, and intuitions. It denies all senses. It attempts to attack her most fundamental powers, differentiation and determination. Okay, that was in the let me tell you guys what this is at. This is the key to importance of snuffling, okay? And I really want to talk about these words that they mentioned, that, for a man, they can inquire, but a woman, they have, we are kind of pushed and forced by a man to, take away our insight, our hunches, and our intuition. And those three key words are kind of like what I want to keep in the forefront of what I felt like my personal healing journey was like. Like, I was like, okay, well, I don't inquire too much. I feel like women have to go about it in a more methodical way about inquiring, information about men, because again, they almost expectantly and will expectantly, okay? So let me tell you, I had this conversation with these fellas, okay? And these are old past things, so nothing that you really can trace, or you shouldn't care to trace. But if you do, so I was friends with this very powerful, he was a, what do you call it? What's the word? He was a shaman, okay? So I'm gonna call him a shaman. He was one of my shaman spiritual friends, okay? Our compatibility was for love, and the foundation of that. I think it was more about restoring what I thought the idea of love was. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that is affirmation to tell more, okay? So yeah, that was our foundation of love. And I was like, okay, so I know that I don't want this particular person as my, counterpart and long-term partner, just because, every spiritual person does not mean they're perfect. Every spiritual person has to work out their own inner childhood, things that keep them in patterns of certain relationships, okay? And both of us were able to identify that and bring the identification of that, flaw, we'll say, to the light, okay? So right there, so that was insight. So but he's made the statement to me that was really, really powerful. Oh, you guys, he was a previous host member. You guys know who I'm talking about. Okay, yeah, he was a previous host member, but he made the statement. He said, I can make a few phone calls. And I was like, when men are so bold to say that, but we can be in the face of a woman that you are fucking or having sex with, and it wasn't that, that inquiry wasn't about me, but it was just a statement that was made during the, it was a statement made during the, a conversation that was had about men, again, inquiring, and they're being the one that needs to sort out or seek out women or things about women that, kind of dims them in a way, put them in a category of, I was watching some other I like to watch men videos where they talk about why he isn't calling you back, things to do to get his attention, blah, 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 444. And, one of them was, I'll go to that in a minute. Let's just talk about the hunches, okay? So during this time, during your like journey, and you're like, oh, you probably like going through this part where you felt like you knew the truth, you always knew the truth, you were the truth, you know. But I think it's just about hearing it, or that hunch, or knowing. And even when it comes to friendships and those dynamics, okay? I'm gonna put on the inspiration card. All right, defeat may serve as well as victory to shake the soul and let the glory out, okay? So during that time when you are receiving insight, because sometimes you have to learn as women to keep our insight to ourselves, okay? Men are stupid. They're going to tell on themselves anyway. Women are stupid when it comes to like comfortability when it comes to women. Like I've learned amongst my friends groups during this journey, like I would say for 2 years, you know, during this, like it was so inward. It was inward. I was just like, I need to know more about me. Like I'm so deeply invested in what I need to do to survive, to reach my own, you know, personal success. And it's just, it's really, you know, it's just really one of those things when you're going to take defeat. And I really, one of those lists of the things I retweeted on my Twitter today was, you know, I think his name is like Maslow's hierarchy or something like that, the of needs, okay? And it was really important to me to realize that personal affairs are actually one of those things that I take, you know, deeply, and no one else is reflective of or able to see. So, you know, during that time, I had to learn how to build what my hunches were about things that I knew were, you know, morally or, okay, so even in your friendships, you attract pretty much the man too, okay? Because these are people that you're courting on a daily basis. And I want to get into that part too, okay? These are people that you are courting on a daily basis. So within friendships, you are learning the things that you want to hear as truth, the things that you want to hear is affirming, okay? So if I have a friend that was like, oh, I'm broke, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you if you say stuff like that. You may state that you don't have the funds or the means to make that decision now. You may not even be actually broke, you know? It's just a terminology. It's going to, you know, be what it is, you know? It's going to be, I'm not going to pause this video to go snap on this bitch, but I'm definitely about to say some shit because that just pissed me the fuck off. I don't really care. I really don't care. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes I can't even edit this out because this is exactly what be coming through my mind. Like, this is almost why I don't want a telepathic relationship, or I don't want a spiritually inclined relationship. And that hurts. That hurts because you almost feel like you have to suppress even real words to people. Do you understand? Like, I am in a space where I just barely just want to vent. I'm in a space for, okay, asking the proper questions, central action of transformation and fairy tales and analysis and individualization, okay? So anyway, yeah, I'm just in a space where I would like to deeply learn myself more. And I don't want to be not with somebody doing that, but it's like I'm almost really tempted to be alone, like continue to being alone. Like it just feels, I know it's safe. I know it's so safe to be alone. I do. Okay, anyway, differentiation and determination, okay? Differentiation and determination. It denies those senses, okay? So differentiation, let's talk about those two words. I know I just kind of went over there in that space, but it is still about how a man can boldly say, I will inquire about you, but we blatantly have to be in the face of another woman that you are fucking. That's the same thing. So that's what I just wanted to say. You guys know I get a little aggressive sometimes, but that's the differentiation, okay? So what is the differentiation? Because we automatically look like we hate women that men fuck, right? Because I've always been friends with or been able to be associates with the women that I fucked with, the men and we both cordially fucked. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck about that dick if it's not mine. Do you understand? And I feel like women should too. I just feel like women should too. I'm getting tired of like having like a channel where it's like, oh, sweet and light. No, fuck you watching. And if you like me, fuck people who trying to take shit from you, okay? I'm trying to deny your reality, you bitch asshole. Like that type of shit just really pissed me off. Differentiation and determination, okay? So determination, a woman is allowed to have determination in a relationship until the point where she is more determined than the man. Period. Until she's more determined to the man. Those are fundamental powers for a woman to be able to differentiate things that you can't see as a man. And it's very important for a man to be able to identify having a woman that can differentiate and motherfucking have a determination to her. But a lot of people, you will get those people who try to groom you into a shape of a less heightened version of yourself. All right, so Let's move on. If you guys have not watched, oh, okay, yeah, this is good. This is good. This is how you come out of it, okay? Yet when we reach, this is 285. Yet, when we retrieve our instinctive and wildish cycles, we are under a psychic obligation to arrange our lives so that we can live them more and more in accordance, okay? Arguments about the righteousness versus the wrongness of leave taken in order to return home are useless. The simple truth is, and when it's time, it's time. I read this the other day that, well, I'm going to finish this. I'm just going to do a couple parts out of the book. I read that part the other day, and I was just like, wow, there's not much planning I can do. When a lover comes, a lover comes. There's not much planning, or there's no end of the road to how much you are supposed to learn about yourself until that person shows up and teach you even more and then trigger you even more. It's just not that. And this is sometimes why I haven't been able to create, you know, the content that I really want to create, because I'm just like, I have been attracting people who are not allowing me to differentiate. And maybe myself. And that's, again, for myself, I have ascended from being or claiming myself as an Aquarius, because I realize that is a space where people keep the friend part of me and abuse, you know. And that's why I had to mention the friends, you know, because I feel like I don't know the difference between my friends and people that want to fuck me. And that's one thing that I had to learn about myself. I did not know the difference between my friends and the people that want to fuck me. And in fact, I don't even know if I want friends. And that's the shitty part, you know, because you need to be able to state what you want. You don't get to have no later alternative attentions with me, about me, to me, you know, because it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt when you realize that, or even for myself, me being able to realize, you know, because I actually make that a found. Some people don't like that. I actually make that a foundation for, you know, how a relationship starts, but it prolongs the situation so deeply that it's almost kind of like, well, I had to learn to be more intuitive. Okay, intuitive. How do I know as a woman this man is not for me? Okay, how do I know if I walk away from this person that I'm walking away from lust and not just sex? I mean, lust and not just a partner. Okay, or a potential partner. How do I know when, you know, because imagine we went through this whole journey, we've been celibate, we haven't had sex, we haven't been practicing, you know what I'm saying? We went through all of this and still have to be able to determine if a person or a man, as a woman watching this, or as a you know, you as a man watching this, if you're going to allow that woman to have determination and differentiation between everything that you're saying, between your lies and your truth. Okay? Are you going to allow that woman to have differentiation between your lies and your truth? And are you going to be real about that shit? Like, you just be like, and then on top of that, determination. Are you going to allow her to have determination that maybe outsees yours at times that you don't have it? Remember, you are not getting a mirror. You're getting a mirror of emotions, not a mirror of fucking of ethic. Okay. And maybe you are. Maybe that is something you desire. But imagine desiring someone that can outlast you and it can still motivate you. Another inspiration card. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one, by Dolly Parton. Okay? Begin anywhere. Okay? So that's what I have to say. That is a little bit of things and from this book that I want to talk about. You know, the journey is really long. You know, you have to rebuild those skills that a person had to take from you. Every relationship, no matter what. And I made this statement or this tweet earlier where I said, somebody asked the question, what's hard about dating you? And the truth is, what's hard about dating me, and maybe this is a journal topic question, is I genuinely don't want a short-term relationship. I genuinely always seek long-term, any type of unions. I don't mind having people and knowing people and then not knowing them again for them to pass information on. I'm very, you know, I'm able to differentiate that. But when I seek, you know, relationship, I seek it long-term. I don't seek to have someone come into my life and then pretty much want to abandon them after that. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? After I get what I want from them. That's not really something that I don't see. I see it as a problem if you want to casually date me. I do. I see it as a problem if you casually want to date me. I see it as a problem if you do not want to, if you start something with me and do not want to complete it. I have a problem with communicating false things that you think that you want to do with me and you do not want to do with me. So being able to differentiate those will really help you not regret any decision that you made that made you smile. Again, like I said, you can have short-term relationships if you're into casual dating, but make sure you're able with yourself to state that you're casually dating. Okay? But then I said this other quote that said, he said, it was this man, he said, if I meet the love of my life tomorrow, bitch, I'm breaking up with you. And it's very, very important to know, like, you don't, like, again, that would be disrespectful to hold space with somebody and be wanting somebody else. That's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. Okay, so that's all I have to say. These are pretty much my conversation topics. These are my pieces that I want to just kind of get from this book. I'm gonna jump on here often when I don't want to talk about tarot and do these, because this is really part of my content. This is a part of my conversation, and yeah, I hope this resonates for you all. And yeah, see you guys back. Welcome to SELFIE channel. Please subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up, all of that. Shalom, bellows.